Yeah, the other thing that we have here on screen, Cameron, is all of these matches going forward here, and is the new electronic scoring system. Gambling, we're not far from Vegas, but gambling and pickleball, we're very close to having that going. That'll be in the next, let's say, 8 to 10 weeks is what I'm told. So very exciting times here in the technology side of pickleball.
Side out.
So first ball is a side out. Tyson McGuffin and Brendon Long now with a shot to be the first on the board. Looking for the shake and bake, but well defended. I have a feeling we might be seeing a lot of shake and bake in this matchup.
Yeah, and that's unbelievable hands from Ignatowich. That was executed perfectly. Brendon Long's like, I just hit a winner. Wait, it's behind me?
Point.
There's that one-handed flick we saw a lot from Ignatowich yesterday. Just a little bit too low to go for that one.
Point.
And Brendon Long, pretty dangerous with his one-hand backhand, not only in speed-ups, but also counters.
Yeah, looked good there. And
2-0-2.
someone has slammed down the warp speed meter. This is fast.
Well, that's also a little bit unique. Oftentimes when it's cooler temperatures, the game plays so much quicker. However, the last matchup we saw in those warmer temperatures, the game slows down. But here, that wasn't the case.
No, and this is, you know, and that's the Johns Brothers pickleball. They're going to wait and make you make mistakes and play at our pace, especially when it is a little quicker. And Ducklebar hung in there and did very well following that pattern. And here it's McGuffin and Long just firing away to start out. Oh my goodness, Brendon Long, what an ATP. He let that ball travel almost to the video boards and then curled that around. That's beautiful.
5-0-2.
Some nice footwork, and he only had about 6 inches to work with at the end of the court.
Side out.
Brendon Long stole that ball from the viewing deck.
Yeah, this is a really good start for McGuffin and Long. You know, new team,
1-5-1.
how does it all work out? Semifinal looking good to start.
Second serve.
Tyson McGuffin is giving chest bumps to Brendon Long right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the memo that's sent out to all of Tyson's partners that it's a full contact partnership.
I mean, he was a wrestler.
It's true.
Point.
Riley with a little bit of a bark here.
Yeah, but Brendon Long got ahead in that exchange with Ignatowich, and that, even though they didn't win that rally, is a very good sign for the 6th seed.
Side out.
Curious, too, just in terms of chemistry between all 4 players. Somebody new standing next to him.
Second serve.
Yeah, and we don't even have to go back a few months to McGuffin and Newman. Have you know, there's all sorts of patterns and teams that have played together here.
We talked to Riley Newman about that in terms of, we use the word chemistry, and he goes, I think it's really about the style of play. Can our styles of play match? And I think that was a good point. Force James to find his 3rd and his 5th.
Yeah, they'll get the ball down because Brendon Long has really been owning the kitchen to start this match impressively.
Putting Riley in a tough spot right there.
I mean, he's got the title to the kitchen right now. That was impressive. He hit the second, hit the Ernie, and just hung out on the side and roped a forehand over there. got away with something there going to the Riley Newman forehand, but they'll take it. 6-1, Cameron.
Second serve.
Called out of bounds, rightly so. Second serve now for McGuffin and Long.
Yeah, the other thing you talked about, chemistry, is do people enjoy playing with each other? There's
that goes a long way.
Huge value in that. We'll see Enjoyment Fest 2023 coming up here with Kovalova and Smith. And Jansen and Jones playing against each other. Those are really tight duo on the ladies' side.
About 6 o'clock here local time. We still have 2 women's semifinals to be played this evening. They'll be played under the lights in St. George.
Point.
Good drive from Riley Newman there.
Well, and you know these two want to trust their hands and play with pace. Even from the baseline, the shake and bake, they talked about wanting to be the aggressor.
Second serve.
And they keep trying to drive, but at what point do you change?
Yeah, that was more of a drop there that just did not get down, and a great job by Brendon Long of reaching in and just not letting them off the hook. There's a drive.
Point.
Okay.
The boom call.
And Brendon Long hung in there on 2 or 3 balls, just smoked at him, but couldn't get on top of that next one.
One of these days, I want to see Riley Newman mic'd up and Tyson McGuffin mic'd up.
Let's do it.
Point.
You better watch out, because there are some ways to gain momentum in pickleball. Winning hands battles is a very quick way to find some.
So there's
Tyson.
Yeah, so there's the discipline that
timeout receiver.
McGuffin and Long, if they're going to dink to Tyson, or excuse me, to Riley's forehand, just keep doing it. And then if you change and try and go over to Ignatowich and leave it up, he is going to punish you. So nice comeback here from Newman and Ignatowich.
A few spots still left to be filled in for Championship Saturday. The mixed doubles final is set, as well as our women's and men's singles competitions. And Brendon Long out of the timeout with some quick hands.
Yeah, he's hung in there very well here. He has been the target on the hands battles. We'll see if McGuffin is the target coming up, but there's the value of the big serve, and obviously McGuffin's serve has been a big part of his game for a long time.
Without a doubt, 33 years of age, turned pro in 2016 and resides in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
7-5-1.
But he is definitely one of the veterans of the game.
Yep, got the flow out of the bun today.
Second serve.
And again, look at even the pace in which they gather the ball and get back into position.
7-5-2.
For Newman and Ignatowich is at a flying pace.
Yeah, what's the dinner reservation timing here, boys?
5-7-1.
And James can't go because Anna Bright still got a match, so you got nowhere to go, buddy.
Second serve.
You know what, honestly, even regardless if they win or lose this, we may find James Ignatowich on the court at about 11 o'clock tonight just getting reps in. That's his kind of personality.
Yep. And it's interesting, the hands battles, they've been very much targeting Brendon Long so far, have Newman and Ignatowich, and he's hung in there with it for the most part. That is a violent pull from Tyson, my goodness.
And from that position on the court, too, he's sitting in the middle of the transition zone. That angle changes substantially. Tough return.
Second serve.
Riley Newman put that ball right into the corner on the
7-6-2.
return.
Point.
Trying to find the double backhand combo, sliding more towards the center. A lot of times you'll
8-6-2.
see backhand forehand as well. Dekel Bar had a fantastic example of that in our last semifinal.
It's a great drive from McGuffin, and now they've stretched out the lead again, have the 6 seed.
9-6-2. Point.
Tyson McGuffin is roaring in St. George.
And he's shoving, too. Brendon Long's got to be careful over there. Watch this. Scream,
10-6,
shove.
Oh, we got to be careful. Don't get your partner too amped up.
And that is absolutely a thing here. And you want that emotion, and you just have to be able to ride the wave a little bit so match point, or excuse me, game point doesn't work out on the first try.
Point.
Yeah, watch out for that left shoulder.
Well, there's just the discipline. Like, there is no need to attack there. Just stay in it.
7-10-1. Second serve.
James Ignatowich has definitely brought so much
7-10-2.
fantastic life into the game of pickleball. Dave, you talked about it previously.
Yeah, the personality. This is something I love having in the sport. Love having him be a part of it, and his game is right there with the personality, which is even better.
Tyson McGuffin with a little bobblehead in the middle of
I saw
that.
a shimmy in there myself.
A
there,
shimmy
Cam.
and a shake.
They're having fun over there. We talked about this. Who are the partners? And it is McGuffin and Long. Now the scoreboard helps in that as well.
Winning is fun. And he hit that almost enough that it's actually stayed. I think that came off the edge.
Definitely did. Midpoint side switch there, too. Third chance to close it out. They need to do so.
Side out.
Just too much spin on that. Brendon Long still looking at the ground.
Yeah, just couldn't get his feet into a good position there. So nice defense from Ignatowich and Riley Newman.
7-10-1.
Also, importantly, going to continue to get a little chillier here as the evening goes on. How might that change the game?
Just get even faster, believe it or not.
Another point on the board for the #2 seed.
Just a great job of grinding that out, and then enough left hand on the two-handed backhand attack from Ignatowich. Well done.
So 8-10. And a timeout called.
And Cameron, we talked about how important the serve is becoming in pickleball. Your return is just as important, and our good friends at Vint know how important returns are as well. And what is Vint? It's an investment platform that is working to provide returns through alternative assets. They make it possible for investors, big and small, to diversify their portfolio with fine wine and rare spirits, Cam. That's right, SEC qualified offerings that you can add to your investment portfolio. Learn more at vent.co. Thank you, Vent, for being a part of our game.
I invest in wine in a little different way.
Day drinking? Are you day drinking
No,
over there, Cam?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
I couldn't resist. You just gave it. It was like a layup.
I put it on the platter for you. You got to take that.
I'm totally kidding. I mean, I do enjoy it, but
I mean,
come on now. 8-10 though. Sorry, we will refocus back in for Newman and Ignatowich, McGuffin and Long. A little bit of a run here for Newman and Ignatowich.
8-10-1. Side up. Second serve.
And there you saw Riley Newman try to speed it up off the ground, which is something he wants to continue to work on and add to his game. Brendon Long, easy reply there.
Find the body of Riley Newman now.
And I love that he has the conviction to go for that there, Cameron, at 10-8.
Second serve.
Plenty of depth on that from James Ignatowich at the kitchen line.
10-8-2.
Fifth shot now at game point. Both players standing on the left, and yet it's fended off again.
They had exactly what they wanted, a perfect shake and bake. And look at Riley Newman, and then Long fired away again.
8-10-1.
That's tremendous defense under pressure.
Second serve.
Second serve, so score remains 8-10.
And that's the difference of that ball bouncing or not. Brendon Long
8-10-2.
is not letting them get away with a third that's going to drop just deep of the kitchen. Well done. And when it bounces, look at what happens.
Point.
9-10. Newman and Ignatowich. They find this. Could turn the tide.
9-10-2. Side out.
Serve from the right, and he tries to find the inside out forehand on the left.
Here we
Tough
go
play.
again.
Number 6.
Point.
Game 1 to McGuffin and Long, the 6th seed.
That's impressive, especially when you feel that starting to slip away. And McGuffin is high-fiving people he wants to hear from the crowd. And it was McGuffin roaring his way to game number 1, and very impressive play from his partner and his MLP fill-in, Brendon Long.
What else can you do?
The Utah crowd, the 5th player on the court here in St. George, Utah. Which way will they bend in game number 2? We never want to call it a surprise, maybe a little bit more of an underdog, but only in one party of this combination of 4 players, as Brendon Long has all of a sudden found himself alongside Tyson McGuffin and picked up game 1 in the semifinals at the Selkirk Red Rock Open versus Ignatowich and Newman.
Point.
Last 3 or 4 weeks for Brendon Long, the respect just continues to grow.
Yeah, and that's it. As new players come into the game, you got to have a win somewhere, and then you get into the cool kids club. And when you get in there, everyone wants to be your partner. And that's what all these players that are trying to break into our game, they know it and they need it.
Point.
Was it Federico Stackstrud who first identified the Cool Kids Club on air? I'm pretty sure in a post-match interview we talked about it.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of players just they know how important, especially since doubles is our marquee event. Not that we don't love you singles players, but that's your chance, and to show that you belong on this court late in the day, it's huge.
It's not just about keeping up. It's can you make a mark?
Absolutely, you need wins.
That's a good way to do it.
Second serve.
And to look like you belong is part of the battle, too. And certainly
0-2-2.
Brendon Long. I mean, this guy is absolutely fantastic here today.
Point.
Wow, the windup from James Ignatowich on the counter.
Yeah, Long gave him a big
1-2-2.
look at where am I going with this forehand, and Ignatowich was ready.
Point.
And there's a beautiful roll volley out of the air from Riley Newman, and really nice job here of reaching in there and shaping that well into the court.
Side out.
We haven't had a lot of the Riley Newman theatrics with the defense and all that.
2-2-1.
They've really kept him at bay for the most part here.
Drive from Tyson McGuffin. I think it's so impressive to see some of these volleys with a full extension on all four.
2-2-2.
Just the control and placement. It's rare that you see an overhead sent back if it's coming off James Ignatowich's paddle.
Yeah, just the fact that Tyson dug the first ball out there was terrific defense, and next ball's a problem, and the little conversation between the two.
Like that.
Ball out of play, so why not have an egg hunt this weekend? Love those mini eggs too, Cameron. Oh,
Gotta find you some peeps before
I know.
tomorrow.
2-2-1.
Yes.
Well, and that's the Riley Newman speed up. He's looking across at Tyson McGuffin, sharing a few words.
Yeah, because I think both paddles hit that, and that's why Riley's laughing, because Ignatowich got a piece of that as well.
Second serve.
Yeah, and the ability to get to the kitchen just has not been
3-2-2.
consistent for Newman and Ignatowich so far in this match.
Point.
Newman dropping that paddle head yet again. Finding a significant amount of power and spin even on that
4-2-2.
backhand side. One dig wasn't enough.
Yeah, and again, the return to Ignatowich has been more effective for Long and McGuffin so far here, as they just haven't been able to get up to the kitchen. See if that
2-4-1.
continues with their choice of where they return.
Oh, and he gets him off the body.
Yeah, that ball's going to hit the video board back there, but I
3-4-1.
really am impressed that Brendon Long has been able to hang in with these cross-court dink rallies with Ignatowich.
Tyson McGuffin comes up big time, defensively and offensively.
Yeah, he has not been shy when given the opportunity to let that forehand go, and
4-4-1.
it has been really effective.
Second serve.
So 4 apiece. Second serve now off the missed dink.
4-4-2. Side out.
It's a full flamingo.
Full flamingo, full power, full obsidian. And Brendon Long saying, my bad.
4-4-1.
Tyson probably agrees.
How about that from Brendon Long?
Yeah, so you saw Ignatowich say, well, let me, my forehand hasn't gotten us in. Let me get the backhand there. And he put it in what he thought was a great place, and Long took it away with the Ernie.
I thought it was going to be a fantastic drop. Now he goes with a little bit more of a hybrid, a bit of a flatter ball.
Yeah, a little more pace, kept it away from the sideline, so there's not going to be a repeat Ernie. That's a smart adjustment from Ignatowich.
Point.
And an alleyway through the middle.
Short return, set that up.
6-4-2.
Quick feed of James Ignatowich. And that's one of the first times that Riley's really been able to insert himself through the middle in that cross-court situation.
Yes, and let Brendon Long doesn't realize his partner called timeout here, by the way, on the other side of the court. The paddle is down, and he was ready for the serve. So good rally here from Newman and Ignatowich in game number 2.
Athleticism and quickness on full display in the second men's semifinal at the Selkirk Red Rock Open. 7-4 for the number 2 seed in game 2. James Ignatowich with an absolute stab of a reset in the middle of that.
No kidding, because when you do hit that two-hander, sometimes you forget you got to slide back and cover the middle. He did that behind him and deep in the transition area, and it was perfection.
Side out.
Keeps trying to find that backhand, or the feet at least, of James Ignatowich.
Yeah, and you see McGuffin just trying to do everything he can to keep Brendon Long positive. He's seeing most of the balls.
Second serve.
And that's your question with Newman and Ignatowich. Guy played great in game 1. Let's see if he can keep it up.
4-8-2.
Tough serve.
Point.
And Long takes a long look across the net.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't enjoy the no from Riley that was directed at him earlier. So he's got a little yap back. I saw him do some of that in Major League Pickleball as well.
Side out.
And Tyson, again, this is a little bit more of Tyson's style. He actually will fade more to the forehand side, even when playing the right.
Yeah, and that's a great shot location there to get him jammed up in that position.
Usually that's scary when you've got someone fading through the middle and you also have another forehand sitting there.
Yeah, that usually is a problem for the left side player on that team if they haven't played with Tyson a lot.
The duck and cover from Tyson McGuffin.
100%. That is a violent swing coming. He got super low. Leg day sometimes is what you need to save your own life.
It's a smart play.
5-8-1.
Usually people try and run out of the way. Riley, quick with the hands.
Yeah, so now when Riley's getting that 5th ball that's up, he's just blasting at Brendon Long and ready with the counter, and that has been working. And there's the Riley Newman let it go meter that hit about 11 on a 10 scale there, but Ignatowich played it, and then Riley is the one that eats it.
Yeah, Tyson has just been taking shots right at the center of James Ignatowich.
6-8-2.
6-8.
Point.
And a really short return, and that looks like the Riley Newman. I'm not even going to call timeout. I'm just going to go have a seat over here, and that is what's happening.
I was going to say, actually, I think James immediately just dropped his paddle and started walking, calling that timeout as quickly as possible. It's now a 1-point game in the semifinals.
Yeah, and this is what I like to see. Two new partners. Are they doing anything to strategize? And they're staring off in space. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Just 1 point of separation in game number 2. McGuffin, Long, Newman, and Ignatowich beneath the Red Rocks here in St. George.
Point.
Body shots after body shots. Tyson McGuffin is going full send at James Ignatowich.
So when you're a bigger dude like Ignatowich and you hit a two-handed backhand, that's a problem unless you scorpion. We saw a very similar sized human, Pickleball, fend those off, and there he's able to do it.
And the feet are moving that much quicker as it is now a tied ball game. Newman and Ignatowich finally get the ball back.
Second serve.
I think Tyson's louder than the crowd.
I think Brendon Long's going to need earplugs later because he's getting screamed at in a positive way here from his partner.
Side out.
And the third was beautiful, and I thought, okay, Ignatowich is starting to get, but again, they don't get to the kitchen.
The hold.
8-8-1.
8-all.
Second serve.
And interestingly enough, Tyson changed his location. He went at Riley.
He did, and he went, you know, he holds forehand, but in the middle of the court, a little bit different, but still Riley ready.
Ignatowich just leaving that dink up.
Great job by Brendon Long of getting in with that shot right there, and then the finish was perfect.
9-8-2.
The score was 4-8 in favor of Newman and Ignatowich, who now trail by 1. Get the ball back.
Point.
And tie things up at 9 apiece.
Just that little pressure of movement by that man right there. Riley Newman forces a mistake.
Second serve.
It's a tough reset, line to line.
9-9-2.
And that was wicked from James Ignatowich.
Oh my goodness. He has been having a little bit of a problem over there and comes through in the most clutch moment with absolutely devastating roll.
Well, we've talked about it so many times. You want to come play where the pros play. Your next opportunity, well, it's in Newport Beach, California, April 21st through the 23rd for the doubles shootout. A fantastic location in Orange County, California. Then we head to North Carolina for the North Carolina Open. Atlanta is also on the docket, as well as Texas. And then back to the West Coast we go. Orange County Cup in San Clemente, California. So much pickleball throughout this summer. I mean, it's the perfect summer sport, is it not?
It's the perfect every season sport, Cam. Happy National Pickle Month. So, hey, hit that QR code, and you'll get the whole slate. And we're excited to be doubles only there in your backyard, Cam, coming up next. So that'll be nice. We're on the East Coast. Now we're going to go head to the West Coast. Give everybody a chance to see these great players, and seeing it in person, especially a match like this with so much going on, can't miss it.
That was a shot at game point to send this to a third. And the ball is back in the hands of Brendon Long and Tyson McGuffin. And Tyson working all the way over. He wants Brendon Long up at the net.
Yeah, and that's a very reliable forehand that didn't come through there. They get a second chance to knot this up.
9-10-2.
And even in the midst of a little confusion on the third shot drop, they still find the 10th.
Yeah, that's usually disaster, especially when the person on the backhand ends up taking it. That's usually popped up, so great job by McGuffin.
11-10 for McGuffin and Long.
Timeout receiving team, 11-10-2.
And you have to take a timeout here if you're Newman and Ignatowich.
100%. And what's going to happen here is they want to rerun what they just did there. So you talk about what's going to happen in a timeout. I would make Brendon Long hit this third if I'm them 100%. Do not let McGuffin smoke another forehand and let Long come crashing in there. And we wonder how the heck we are out of this tournament.
So will that return go straight to Brendon Long? Do you force it all the way to the left side? They've been returning mostly to the middle, and Tyson's been shifting over, either hitting that with his forehand or even dropping that on the backhand.
The other thing you have going on here is McGuffin's serve is a weapon. Does he go for it here on match point? Does he force a ball to a backhand here to make sure that it is a less comfortable return? If you serve it down the middle, it's more likely to come back down the middle to give you a ball. So this is going to be very interesting as to where Tyson goes after he serves.
Hold your breath.
11-10-2.
Match point for Tyson McGuffin and Brendon Long. And now catch it. Riley Newman just smashed like 3 balls.
One of them left-handed.
Left-handed.
Second serve.
Serve is out of bounds.
10-11-2.
Thank you, net, says James Ignatowich.
And we wondered where the juice is in the crowd. They are loving this. Long and McGuffin are not loving that little kiss off that Selkirk net right there.
11-all.
Way too high on the drive there from Ignatowich, and Long's up to the task. So again, where are the nerves? We saw Long have to drop a fifth, wasn't able to make it. Where's this return going?
Must win by 2. And James with a two-handed backhand roll pops it up. 12-11.
Brendon Long more than up to the task. Drops and crashes his own ball.
Second serve.
Oh man, that was for the match. They have another look. Tyson will serve from the right, 12-11. Brendon Long and Tyson McGuffin to the finals.
Are you kidding me, Cameron? Look at these two. Just loving life. What a rally. They were in a huge hole in game 2, kept it together, and it is that two-handed roll, and the Ignatowich paddle goes down to the ground. That's impressive. McGuffin and Long, and McGuffin, who there are so many questions about his health, he better get ready because he's got two matches to play tomorrow.
2 finals for Tyson McGuffin, and one of them alongside Brendon Long. A massive congratulations to him making championship Saturday. A wild match, and take a look now at our bracket. Barr and Johns versus McGuffin and Long. That will be our final.
Yeah, and this keeps happening here, and I'm so excited for these players. We've had Lacey Schneeman get into the final, Megan Dazan get there, and now for the first time, Brendon Long is into a championship, of course, to remind everybody, in this case, Saturday. Congratulations to him, and we'll see what he's got. He was more than up to the task in the semifinals.
Definitely up to the task, and now standing courtside with third member of our crew, Cameron Blackwood.
Thanks, Cam. I got to go to Brendon first. You played lights out today. You were his fill-in at MLP, now playing alongside him. How comfortable did you feel out there?
Oh, I felt great out there. He's so hyped, he's got so much energy that it really just pumps me up. And I mean, I only got the call 2 weeks ago. Tyson pretty much called me up and said, James dropped me. I need the guy that's going to, beat him out there, and you're my first guy. So here I am, and that's what we did.
That's exactly what you did. Looked like they were going to take game 2, but what did you guys change up to make sure you took this match?
St. George, how we doing? 2 things. Do you guys want to see Brendon and I win tomorrow? And then Brendon who? This guy is a stud, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I definitely got dropped. That's what happens when you drop me. That's what happens. No, we played super well. I was driving the third. Brendon was closing well. He was able to lean in, use his leverage, win at Riley a decent amount. There was some trash talking going on, as you guys all heard. Who was tighter, though? We're moving on to tomorrow. Brendon's going to be the goods, or he's going to bring the goods, and I'm going to be the setup guy, and we're going to bring the thunder.
There you have it. They're heading into Championship Day Saturday. Tomorrow, we're on to our women's semifinals after this.